Thank you, Mr. Gajendra. Good morning, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. Each species has an important role to play in the ecosystem. So honeybees are important. The other species, bird, they do in pollination, they do help in, dispersing the seeds. But once upon a time, God called one bird and told that you will not be able to fly. You will have to stay in a very frigid, cold environment. You will not get food as other birds get. And you will not have the opportunity of basking in the sun also. And that bird was penguin. So penguin has to live sometimes below -45, -90. So they developed a system that they started moving in the circle, staying close together. The outer birds sometimes go inside, the other birds, those who are inside, they go outside. And when I look at the mining and metal industry, sometimes I feel that we are also like penguins. We were asked to work in the remotest area, where there are no electricity, there is no logistics, where there is no skilled manpower, and still we thrived, still we worked. But there's a difference between penguin story and metal and mining story, that God gave this direction only once. But for us, this direction comes every now and then. Sometimes because of the stakeholder expectations that you go for cleaner technology, you go for decarbonization. Sometimes from the government that 45% export duty will be there. And sometimes from various other corners. So we keep on developing ourselves like penguin have developed and thrived. And it reminds me a famous couplet of Wasim Barelvi that कि हादसों के जद में हैं तो क्या मुस्कुराना छोड़ दें और जलजलों के डर से क्या घर बनाना छोड़ दें. So in spite of all these challenges, I feel the great optimism in Indian metal and mining industry. Resilience also, that with all those forces, with all those expectations, they are working their level best to meet the decarbonization target also, in spite of pellet plants suffering because of the export duty, or the MDPA requirement where you have to produce 80% of the dispatch of the previous production, whether there are buyers or not, that's a question mark. And then you're not allowed to export also. But in spite of that, I see many of the steel companies or mining companies, they are actively participating in auction, they are actively considering their capex plan. And that's the optimism, that is the resilience, or that is the special contribution to the Honorable Prime Minister call of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we have with us today Dr. V.K. Saraswat. We all learn from him. He's like Drone, many of us will be like Eklavya, who may not have the opportunity to meet or interact directly. But one thing which I have learned from him, that whenever he comes with a lot of data, lot of research, and I would like to say, sir, you have a student-like attitude still today, and that inspires us, many of us, to prepare well for any of the talk or prepare well for any of the subject. बचपन में हम लोग किताबें पढ़ते थे तो किताब साथ में रख के सोते थे कि शायद कुछ ट्रांसफ़र हो जाए. और जो लोग ईस्टर्न इंडिया से हैं, सरस्वती पूजा में अपनी किताबें सरस्वती माता के चरणों में रख देते थे कि कुछ शायद भला हो जाए एग्ज़ाम में. तो कई बार ऐसा होता है कि कुछ लोगों के साथ बैठने से भी नॉलेज ट्रांसफ़र होता है. एंड आई ऑलवेज गेट इंस्पायर्ड बाय शर्मा साहब that you name a topic and he can discuss with you at length, whether it is coal gasification, whether it is auction, whether it is decarbonization. So I had the opportunity of sitting next to him, so I feel privileged, and I welcome you also, sir, for this meeting. So Middev Sahab have been sharing many platforms, right from Mining Engineers Association of India. He is the chairman of